Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to another tutorial of Microsoft Excel. In this video we will gonna see how we use Visual Basic along with Microsoft Excel as a host software. But before starting my video, I would request you to subscribe my channel and like this video and share it. Now, Microsoft Excel and Visual Basics both are very important things for especially for those persons. It's like a magic who use Excel for repetitive works. For example, if you have a data and on daily basis you have to prepare the reports on different data, but all the instructions, all the commands you use the same. For those persons, Visual Basic is really a magic. So in this series, basically this will continue about for 10 lectures or above, but I will try to wind up as soon as possible and try to make my videos short and concise. So basically, we will see what is VBA and how we use VBA along with the macros functions, and then we will some use some VBAs, create some VBAs, and in that VBAs we will use some very important and critical commands which are mostly used and are very helpful for the Excel users. So starting my first video of this series, I would like you to introduce to the Microsoft Excel as a host with Visual Basic application. First of all, whenever you open your Microsoft Excel, you would see this interface. In this interface, when you see your tabs button, you will see a developer option. If you don't see a developer option in your tabs option, you will simply click on here and click on the customize the ribbon, and from there you have to check this developer option, and then okay, in this way developer option will be open in front of you. Now you see that first option in the code menu is Visual Basic. So basically this is a VBA for which we develop codes and implement on Microsoft Excel. If we want to open the VBA, we will simply click on this or simply press Alt F11 from our keyboard. Now I have a basic VBA open in front of me, and you will see basically a macro here in front of me. This VBA is related to sheet 1, as you can see from here, and I have opened sheet 1 in Microsoft Excel file. So what does this VBA tell us? So if you see that this VBA is basically as a code, but whenever you write it in languages like Python and Java and C++, it's like a code. And what does this VBA does? Now if I click on here and I see my macros, and I have a save macro, and if I run my macro, it will simply implement a function. I just wrote some numbers and created a sample macro for this, and it whenever when I run this macro, it simply implement all the instructions combined in that macro. Basically, a macro is an instruction which is consisting of a number of instructions combined to a single instruction, and we can open a macro by a shortcut key as well. Since I have not set a shortcut key for my macro, so we will use this macro. First of all, I have developed a macro, and then what will be our application in the VBA. Now if you see that this is the code of this macro. Now I can, if I want to change the code according to my function, according to my criteria, I can change from here. We will see all this in our series, that how we change and how we kept our control on the coding and on the macros. So if you want to make a custom function which is not already present in the Excel or a formula, you can create by using Microsoft Visual Basic application. So this was the basic intro about the Visual Basic application. I hope you would have understand a basic concept about the Visual Basic along with Microsoft Excel as a host software. In the upcoming videos, we will gonna see how we use macros, what are macros actually, and how we implement, create macros, record macros, and what is absolute reference and relative reference, and then how we save our files and how we keep our files safe. And then after all this, we will gonna see how we implement all this VBA into our projects.